Good money bag morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of the Day in the Life of series. Oh man, episode 6, almost to 10, just got 4 more episodes to go. Some of you may be wondering as to why this upload has taken so long. See, this was originally supposed to be episode 7 at this point. Episode 6, if you guys recall from the previous episode, I was talking about how I was going to go to the junkyard and get some things for the BMW. And I did record myself at the junkyard, and that was actually some pretty good footage. However, the only problem with the footage was that it got corrupted. My SD card was saying that it was full, but then when I would open the media within the SD card, it was saying that there was no footage. And even on top of that, whenever I would try recording new footage on the SD card, it would just kind of like not record any footage. It was weird. And the only real solution to that was to reformat it. However, it was just going to delete all of the media that was on it. So I basically lost episode 6, but that's okay. And it's not that big of a deal, just a little setback. Doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. And on top of that, the reason why I've been gone for so long was I actually ran into another accident on the scooter, and now we're back. Right now, I've just been kind of testing out the scooter, kind of really beating on the brake, just to make sure that I bled it correctly. I've never worked on a scooter before, and I know how to bleed a car brake, but bleeding a scooter brake is quite different. It's not really the same. It's kind of the same process as like bleeding a bicycle brake, but even then I've never done that. And yeah, I could have taken it to like some bike shop, but I like to kind of give things a go on my own and, you know, learn how to work on things by myself, as it does help and you save yourself a couple bucks. So right now I'm currently on my way to get my laptop as it's been charging since last night, and from there we are gonna go to my second client of the morning. Actually, I'm just right now coming back from my first client of the day, but my GoPro hadn't been charged in let's just say a long time, since the last time I recorded episode 6. So I let that charge while I was with them, and now everything's up and charging, battery's nice and charged, and we're ready to get the day going. It is currently Monday, so I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but hopefully everybody has had a good start to their week. If not, hopefully you are having a good week in general. Being that today is Monday, it is a new day, a new week. It's almost like a fresh start, as I like to see it. So let's make sure that, you know, we set ourselves up for a good, successful week full of productivity. What's this guy doing? Why is he braking? Oh, you're gonna go to the right? I feel like he's not gonna see me. Okay, now you have to see me, so let's go. Currently heading down Sacramento. We were in Humboldt Park, going south, and we're gonna take this little route through the park. Yesterday I was actually out here as well, and some like lady was literally just driving on the bike path. Almost hit me. Don't get me wrong, man. For a second, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep riding out the scooter. I'm just going to use my front brakes. Not that big of a deal. But that was like a very, very bad idea. I actually did try riding the scooter just on my front brakes. I wasn't going as fast as I normally do, but it's just not the same, you know. First of all, braking only using front brakes is quite dangerous, for the simple fact that when you do brake using your front brake, you kind of can get just launched forward. The rear brake kind of really helps the scooter stay stable without launching you forward when you brake extremely hard. And another problem that I was running into yesterday was my brake kept softening up. So the brake lever here on my left, this controls the rear brake. It kept getting spongy. So that means that it was continuing to get soft, and there was air pockets inside of the brake line. And so the only way that I could really fix it was by opening up this little bleed hole and just putting in some brake fluid and just absolutely going to ham with this lever, squishing it in and out until it would become nice and firm. And it worked for like, I don't know, maybe like a ride or two. Bruh. And then it became spongy again. So right now, last night I bled the brakes, and it's doing good so far. So I'm hoping that I solved it. Another thing was the bleeding nipple from the caliper itself, which is like back there somewhere. I guess I didn't tighten up the bleed nipple or the bleed screw as hard as I was supposed to. So it was kind of just like a little tiny gap that the gasket wasn't securing, and it was allowing for air to get inside of the system. So I think that's what the problem was, and yeah, I think I solved it. So hopefully for today, you know, we don't have to bleed the brake again. Even then, I still carry my brake bleed kit on me at all times. Worst case scenario, if I have to do it, I can, and it's convenient to do so. This light should be green. Yep, perfect. Going down Ogden here, the infamous street that always gives me flats. But hey, so far so good. It's been good to me this weekend. I was riding the scooter yesterday all day through this road, and well, I don't have a flat, so let's hope it stays that way. Light turns green. Oh yeah. And man, I wish I would have been recording yesterday as well. I really wanted to test out the scooter and make sure that it was good before I started recording. I didn't want to, record a bunch of footage just for me not to be able to ride the scooter anymore or have to fix it up again. There was like 2 people that stopped me, or that stopped at a red light next to me, and they're like, dude, is that, like, how fast does that thing go? Asking me about the scooter. It's always great when they ask me about the scooter. It like amazes people every single time how fast this thing goes. Keep in mind, like from a light, I basically take any car. Like unless you're pushing, I don't know how much horsepower, I'm gonna take you. Like any other regular pedestrian car, you're not beating me off the line. I'm gonna take you basically up until like 40-50 miles an hour, and then after that, well, if you're going faster than that, you're kind of crazy for going that fast on a regular public road. Yeah, let's see, like this Jeep next to me, she's kind of pushing on it, so I'm full throttling, and they're not coming. I'm gone on them. Oh man, I really want to look behind me right now, but I don't want to hit a pothole or like a bump and then just absolutely go flying. Ooh, I'm not sure if you guys can see the car, but man, it feels so nice to be back on this thing, man. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. It's just fun being able to take in all that air. And then it's still super nice in Chicago. You know, the last episode I was saying that I was starting to get really chilly in the mornings because that was like around 8, 9 in the morning, and it was like 55, 60 degrees. Like I had to wear a hoodie, but like right now I'm still, t-shirt on, enjoying the nice breeze as I'm flying past these cars. I'm gonna get in front of these guys. I don't know why I stopped there. I could have gone a long time ago. Nice, beautiful morning so far. It's also currently about 9:30 a.m. So it's not too early, but it's not too late. Still a great way to enjoy this morning breeze. It's supposed to rain today, so we'll see how that works out. Hopefully we don't get too much rain. I'm down to ride in the rain, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not scared of the rain. I guess we'll just have to see. So yeah. And I like this perfect time right now because all the kids are in school already. I don't got to deal with like too much traffic or anything like that. Go ahead and get in front of this guy. But yeah, I'm gonna get my laptop. That way I can use it, and that way I can reference it in case I need it for any other clients, or in case I need to send out any other contracts or anything like that. I can do so without having to wait until I get back to my desk. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab that real quick, and I'll catch you guys here in a bit, and we'll be on our way to our second client of the day. Get this day rolling, man, because we got a nice busy day. Who doesn't love a nice busy day? Who doesn't? Like, I love a day filled with a bunch of things to do. I love having to feel like I don't know how I'm going to make today happen, but I'm going to make it happen because that's kind of the only thing that I can do. So, yeah, I'm going to get my laptop, and we'll be back on the road in just a minute. See ya. All right, laptop's in the bag, and we're on our way to our second client now. Oh, man. Feels good to be back on camera, man. It makes me feel a little safer, believe it or not, knowing that, well, one, I'm recording everything that's happening, so if something does happen, I always have proof that it happened. You know, if something goes wrong, I can always go back and see how things go wrong. It also kind of gives me a sense of being self-aware as to what's going on around me and being able to, you know, express my thoughts out loud, which is always a good thing. It also really helps with learning how to dialogue properly, how to articulate myself in a manner that anybody can understand what I'm trying to say and what message I'm trying to get across. And I think that learning how to talk really helps you in a lot of different realms. You know, having to talk with clients almost every single day, it helps talking with clients so that, you know, they can tell that, one, I know what I'm talking about, but also so that they see that I carry myself in a professional manner and really close deals a lot better. I mean, if you were to go and buy a vehicle at a dealership, and the salesperson who's basically trying to sell you the car, if they don't know the car, if they don't know what features the car has, and they just tell you, yeah, you know, it's a nice car, you know, you should definitely buy it. The chances of you really buying that car, unless you already had gone into the dealership with that specific car in mind, you're really not going to have that nudge, that push that's going to make you want to buy that car. You know, a good salesperson is going to know how to sell something to you. They're either going to know how to talk about their product or service very, very well, to a point where you're like, wow, like this person really knows their stuff. I've learned something. Convincing people to do things, a lot of the times, is really just how they say what they're saying that'll end up convincing you to do something. Somebody can tell you to do something, but it's the way that they say it that's going to persuade you. They might add emotion. They might add relatable wording to you specifically. You know, if somebody's trying to convince you to buy something, they're not just going to tell you to buy it. A good salesperson's always going to try and convince you as to why you need what they're trying to sell you. When I was working sales, I actually worked for this home security company, and we would sell home security systems. My mentor slash manager within that job position always told me a home security system is a very important thing. Like, it actually saves lives and it genuinely makes people feel safe inside of their homes. But the thing is that so many people will always try and convince you as to why they don't need it. Either they have a guard dog, either they have like a Ring camera, or they already have cameras, you know, but most people don't know the difference between what a guard dog can do and what security cameras can do. So a lot of my job was trying to really sell and make these people understand, no, you might have a guard dog, but that guard dog isn't going to call 911 for you. You might have cameras, but those cameras are just going to show you what happened after it happened. This home security system is going to do everything for you when it needs to save your and your family's life. It's like that in and of itself. It's like, whoa, wait. So you're saying that my guard dog isn't going to do anything. You're saying that the cameras aren't going to do anything. You know, it really makes people see that the reasons why they think they didn't need it is actually the reasons why they do need it. But on that note, I'm just about to get to my client's home. We shouldn't take too long. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in just a minute. See ya. And we're back. Yeah, man, sales is really just trying to convince people to buy and convincing that person why it is that they need your service or offer. Whether you're offering a service, whether you're offering some sort of product, you want to solve people's problems. That's what it really comes down to. Now, let's say you have a landscaping company. Well, you're basically solving the problem of people having to mow their lawns. And believe it or not everybody has a lawnmower, and not everybody can mow a lawn. You know, you have elderly people who might not be able to carry on that labor, so they're looking for somebody that can do it for them. So that's where you can come in and offer your lawn mowing services and come in and solve that person's problem. So that's what it's all about. It's about solving problems for people. So a big skill that I've just learned about life that's super useful and that you should always be aiming to get better at is become good at solving problems. Whether that's problems within yourself, whether that's problems within your friendships or your relationships, always look to be solving problems. Become a very good problem solver, and you'll learn how directly correlated that is to making money. If you work for a job, if you work for a company, technically you're solving their problems and they're just paying you very little for it. You know, and the funny thing about it is that in school we were taught how to problem solve, but we were taught how to problem solve with specific problems, whether that be math, science. But one thing that school never really taught us was how to solve life's problems. Anytime you're encountered with some hindrance or some kind of problem, ask yourself, how can I solve this? How can I find the solution to this? Now, we normally take a right here and go down 51st, but I'm going to take Central. Just for a little change of scenery, we're going to take Archer. Cool. Why is this guy going though so fast? For what? For what? You know, I'm yet to find somebody that wants to race, like off of a dig. No, lady, you just cut me off. Alright, well, yeah, at least you're turning. Yeah, I'm yet to find somebody that like wants to race. I want to race somebody, you know? Like, I actually want to find like a fast car, like an Audi, or a BMW, or a Mercedes, or like a Scat Pack or something. I don't know. I want to come across somebody like at a stop sign at a red light or something. You know, and be like, hey man, hit it, you know? But unfortunately we haven't had those type of encounters just yet. But hey, I have faith. It's gonna happen soon enough, one of these days. Trust me. I just spoke it into the universe, so that means it's gonna happen now. I better get it on camera too. That was a pretty short ride, but after this we got a very, very, very long ride. We got to go about 15 miles for our next client. So we're currently in Garfield Ridge. I'm gonna have to go all the way up north to Logan Square. So we're gonna be in for a nice long ride after this one. So see ya.
Well, now you may be wondering, why in the world are we watching a time lapse? And that is because I'm incompetent. You see, the mic audio was muted. For the next 45 minutes of this episode, my mic was muted. Therefore, all you hear is just my GoPro audio, which is just a bunch of wind and a bunch of me mumbling, so you can't even make out what I'm saying. And now, I had to edit out so many more of the end of the video because anything that I recall from this portion of the video, there's just no context and you'll never understand what I'm saying. So if you've made it this far, I want you to comment down below, incompetent, because that is exactly what this is. But without further ado, let's get back to it.
All right, boys and girls, we have made it back. Now, I had to wait for the rain to go away. I wanted to go ahead and go on a little cruise before I ended off this video. It's been a good day. We closed somewhere around, I believe, $260 for the day today, which is pretty good. Last week, average about $300 a day for about 4 or 5 days in a row. So to start the week off, we're not doing too bad already. I know we can pump up those numbers by the end of this week, so I still have a lot of money just sitting, waiting to get collected. I upgraded my racing simulator equipment, and so all of my old equipment can basically get sold and flipped, and I should be able to make my money that I spent on the new equipment and some. You know, it's funny, every once in a while I still kind of look for some items to flip online, and I think of it this way. I think of the money that I spend on flipping items as like a savings account. I save money by spending it, if that even makes any sense. I'll usually go on Facebook Marketplace and I'll find items to purchase. I usually spend anywhere around like $500 to $1,000 on some items. and then I usually can turn those items into some profit. So that's my way of saving some money, if that even makes sense. And I can either flip them right away, and then whenever I'm down on some cash, I can go ahead and list them. I'll get my money back and some. It's more like an investment.
The total initiative.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
It's more like an investment account. And we'll go ahead and bust the left. Roads are nice and dry now, so I'm not too worried about not being able to get some nice grip. However, the water did leave some humidity. I'm trying not to breathe too hard into my visor here, because then my visor gets all fogged up. And I'm not sure if I've said this before. I feel like I've said this prior, but yeah, like my visor is extremely dark and it feels like I have 5% tint on. So, oh, is that guy trying to see if he'll make it? He is not gonna make it. He is absolutely not gonna make it. His exhaust pipes are out way too high and he is not gonna make it. But it's a good thing that he checked. I've seen semis plenty of times think that they're gonna clear a bridge and then they absolutely do not. And then they end up getting stuck, and then they cause a bunch of traffic. Then they got to get the tow truck, and then I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how you get them out of there. Like, how do you get the semi out of there without damaging the semi more than the driver already did by going in there in the first place? I don't know. But I'm not a semi truck driver. Maybe my fellow truck drivers in the comments down below, maybe you can let me know. Oh my god, it's drizzling over here. No freaking way. I thought the rain was gone, man. It's still drizzling over here. My visor is getting all drizzled up.
What?
I don't think it's enough to make the road get like nice and slippery for me, but coming up on Lake Street here, they got red light. Oh no, the red light camera got me. That's already 2 cameras that have gotten me today. But little do they know that I am invisible to the cameras. I'm a ghost. They'll never find out who I am. Currently coming up on Humboldt Park. You know what? Guys, we're gonna end the video right here. I was thinking about where I was gonna end today's video, and I was just gonna end it out on the road, but I think it's like a nice little scenery here. I know people come here to like take pictures for their quinceañera and stuff, which is kind of cute. But you know what? Let's go ahead and end the video off right here. Can I go down these stairs? That looks sketch. Let's go around this way. Hopefully I don't run into any crackheads here. Let's go down here through the grass. Nice. Wow, look at this scene. You know what? Hold on. Let's go over here to the middle part. Let's go to the middle of the courtyard. Kabam. Kaboom. Bada beam boom pow. Nice. Wow. You know what? I didn't know this was going to happen, but like I said, sometimes I'm just very spontaneous and random things happen. So I guess this is technically the end of the video. And if you're enjoying this series so far, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, as it helps me out a ton. But if you guys want to see something specific, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. But with that being said, this has been the end of the episode. So I will catch you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow's another day. Got more clients, got more things to do. We're out here just living life, trying to make it to the top. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.